what, bitch?
Don't wait on the thing that I wanna get nasty. Don't wait on the thing that I wanna get nasty. Don't wait on the thing.
Hello. You see the top video. Your girl is back again with another story time. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even gotta say nothing because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on what? That's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. Hey y'all, your girl is back again with another story time. This video was long awaited. This is gonna be a continuation of a Ludacris story time. If you were day one, you know exactly who Ludacris is. I might give y'all a little backstory here and there for the newbies, but I'm just gonna drop the story times that connect to this story time. I believe I'm gonna title this video The Worst Frienemy, because I feel like no one had a friend enemy. I can't even say that word right. Frenemy. No one had a worse frenemy than me. Like, this girl was the worst. Like, with a friend like this, you didn't need an enemy because she was sneaky, envious, conniving, like everything above the sun. If y'all are not familiar with who I'm talking about, this was the same friend, because I think I gave her the same names throughout my story times, but I don't really remember, y'all, because I think the last time I did a story time about this individual had to be like a year ago. It's been a minute, but this was the girl that I did the Miami story time about, basically when I was homeless in Miami because of her. This was also the girl that I think I titled like the fakest friend ever. It was the video of me with red hair when she knew my man had a girl the whole time, but she didn't tell me. And that's that story time. I'm gonna link that for y'all. And then this was the one that made like the Facebook post about me. If you new here, you just got a lot of catching up to do, but if you're not new here, then you right on board. Like, if you know, you know. Any story time that I did about a fake friend, 9 times out of 10 it probably was Ludacris, y'all, because we was friends for 6 years total, and the whole friendship was just turmoil. But your girl didn't know. Like, at this time, I was one of those my man, but for a friend. You know how those girls, their boyfriend could cheat on them with their baby sister and they gonna stick beside them. Those girls, basically, what's her name? Khloe Kardashian. I was my friend Ludacris was Christian Thomas, and I was Khloe Kardashian. It don't matter what that girl did. It was my friend. I'm gonna stick beside her. That's how I was with her. And I don't even know why I was like this, y'all. I think we kind of like bonded over our trauma, like just going through stuff, and we kind of like bonded over that. Like, a lot of y'all don't really even have real friends, but y'all have real situations that y'all bond on, and the only time y'all talk is because y'all are bonding on these situations. So I think that's kind of why I connected with her. And remember, I used to do this little FaceTime setup. I'm bringing that back too. I'm gonna try to do all my story times like this. If y'all don't like this setup, please let me know, because we can revert back to the normal setup. But yeah, girl, let's go ahead and get to it. So I met Ludacris my freshman year of college at FAMU. We had a SLS class, and if y'all don't know what that is, it's like a freshman welcome class. Literally, we were just going around school and getting familiar with the campus and like transitioning from high school to college. That's basically what the class is all about. So she was I think she was like my second friend I made in college. So I met her in my SLS class, and I don't know why, but y'all know I'm a talky girl. I like to talk. So I probably was just talking one day, and she vibed with me, and y'all, we became friends. So I honestly didn't notice a lot of her enemy ways until it probably was like it was like into the second semester of my freshman year in college. It was spring, y'all. So at the very beginning, I always noticed, y'all, we got really close. And when I say we got close in a short period of time. Like, we would literally be bonding over being broke together, about failing classes together. We would be bonding like over just the stupidest things, y'all. It'll be like, you ate dust for dinner tonight. Like, I had my drinks for dinner tonight too, because at that time I did not have any money. Like, my whole freshman year of college, I was trying to find a job. I couldn't really find a job, and I don't have rich parents, so my parents couldn't afford to provide for me throughout college, y'all. So that freshman year, I was like the brokest, and we was just going through the struggle together. Like, It was, y'all, it was terrible. Like, my mother used to give me like $20 a week just to like try to stretch that with food. Oodles or noodles, applying for EBT, like all of that. We was going through it together, and I think because we were going through poverty together during that time in college, I think that's what made us bond. Because when I say, we would literally call each other and be like, hey, what you eating for dinner tonight? And she'll be like, oh, I don't have no money, I gotta wait till tomorrow to eat, or I'm gonna go to the cafe. I used to have something called Flex Bucks, and it's basically where you can eat on campus. I think I had like 500 Flex Bucks, so I could eat on campus as long as I had my Flex Bucks, and the Flex Bucks was supposed to last like my whole semester. But I used to have my boyfriend, and he was broke as well, and then he had his broke friends, and they used to literally like come into town, and I would give him my Flex Bucks cards, and he would like spend all the money off my cards. Ludacris' boyfriend was a bum as well, y'all. He used to, we're gonna call her boyfriend Newport, because he needed a name in the story time. So Newport was a bum as well. He used to call her all the time, asking her for money while she was in college, y'all. So we both used to just bond over having like not-ish ninjas, because my boyfriend was a mess at the time. I was a mess at that time too. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, we should have never been in a relationship. But boom, we're bonding over that. And eventually my boyfriend, we just gonna call him my boyfriend, he don't really need a name in this story time, but eventually he ends up spending all of my Flex Bucks. Your girl don't have no money. Like, I have no money. So now I'm back to asking my parents for money every day, just for like basic necessities like pads, medicine, food. I didn't have a car freshman year, so I didn't need gas or anything, but yeah, any little thing that costs money, y'all, I had to ask my parents for it, or I had to finesse it, or my boyfriend, anytime he had money, which was seldom, y'all, I had to get the money from somebody. I didn't have money like that. Ludacris was also in the same boat. Like, she didn't come from a family with money. Like, when I would call my mama to get money, my mama would literally give me $20, y'all. She would give me $20, and she would tell me to scratch $20 for the week. Fast forward a few weeks, Ludacris started bringing her boyfriend into town more, but I haven't really met him yet. I started bringing my boyfriend into town more because at this time, y'all know how toxic couples are. Toxic couples shouldn't be together, but they want to be together all the time. Like, me and my boyfriend, we was like together like all the time. He lived in Ocala, which was like 3 hours from Tally, and I used to stay in the Palmetto dorm, and he used to come pick me up all the time. And freshman year, all of my friends that I had, none of them had cars. So anytime my boyfriend was in town, I used to ask Ludacris. I used to be like, hey, Ludacris, do you need a ride to the store? Do you need to get anything? Like, did you, like, even if she has to go to work, y'all, I would ask my boyfriend to go out the way just to do little things for her, because this is my homegirl. Like, if you my homegirl and we friends like that, and we going through it together, and I can help it any type of way, I'm gonna make sure you good, because I'm thinking you gonna make sure I'm good, because we friends, right? We not enemies. So boom, the first sign I started noticing, she started moving extra funny around my boyfriend. Like, I remember one day, she was at my dorm, we was in Palmetto, and he was picking us up to take us to the mall. And I remember I got in the front seat, the passenger seat. She got in the back seat. But as soon as we got in the car, y'all, the girl toned her voice. Like, she normally had like a deep Pop Smoke voice, but y'all, her voice turned like soft. Like, her voice was just really soft and angelic. Like, she got in the car, and I'm just like, Ludacris, this my babe, this is Ludacris. And she's like, oh, hi, I heard so much about you. No, you didn't, because I don't tell you nothing about my man. But she was just like, hi, I heard so much about you. Asia said good things about you. Oh, it's finally nice to meet you. This is the person behind the name. Voice real soft. So I look back at her, and I'm just like, what's wrong with your esophagus? Like, why your voice soft now? Like, why you talking like mad proper? And she's just like, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, what you mean what I'm talking about? My man get in the car, and all of a sudden you Princess Diana. Like, your voice is soft, and you act like you like a valley girl. Like, her, like, y'all, she switched her tone up completely, and she's just like, Aisha, like, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, all right, that's weird. And also, my man had just got a new fresh, y'all, he had the fresh lineup. Y'all know how they be having the dust, the chalk dust around the lineup. He had the fresh lineup in town. Beard, he had the beard thing going on. At this time, his beard was playing Connect 4. It didn't really connect all the way, but he had the beard action going on. And he was just looking really, really fine, y'all. I'm not gonna take it from him, y'all. My ex at that time, he was really fine. So boom, She's just like, oh, I like your haircut, you got a haircut. I don't want to say she touched him, because I'm sure I would have probably like popped off or been a little, you know, a little more aggressive with her. But I just remember her saying like, oh, let me see your lineup, like your haircut, like it's that, like you got a nice haircut. She was just complimenting him a lot. And then also she was just like, oh, your car is nice, like you have nice leather seats. Like she was just giving him all type of compliments about his car, about his hair. And it's just like, girl, we're in an Impala. Like my boyfriend at that time, he had like a 2012 Impala. Like what's nice about an Impala? Like what? So he drops us off to the mall. After he drops us off to the mall, she started asking me all of these questions about my boyfriend. Mind you, this is still in our first semester of college. Like by the second month of school, all of my flex books are gone. I don't even know why I was going to the mall, y'all, because I ain't had no money. But priorities, y'all. Your girl was going to the mall. So as soon as he drops us off at the mall, she's asking me like all of these questions about him. Like she had known me for 2 months at this time, and she knew that I had a boyfriend because I was talking about my boyfriend. But it would just be like, oh, da-da-da's coming to town this weekend, so I'm not gonna be able to link up with you, I'm not gonna be able to study with you for this because my man's in town. It would be like that. We wouldn't talk about him like in great detail or anything, because at this time it's kind of funny, y'all, because at this time I was one of those females that just never told my business. Like I would never tell people too much. Like I wasn't, my mama used to always say like, oh, Asia, you so private, you so sneaky. But I did not tell people my business. I wasn't cynical, but I just didn't tell people my business as much at this time. So boom, we in the mall and she's asking all of these questions. She's like, oh, what did your babe do? Does he do this? Does he do that? Like she's asking me all of these questions about him, and I'm just like, oh no, he's in school at blah blah blah. He's planning on doing this, he's planning on doing that. So I'm talking to her about my babe, and then we in the mall or whatever. We probably just window shopping, because like I said, y'all, your girl ain't have no coins, ain't have no money. Probably like an hour or two go by. He picks us up and he takes her back to her dorm, and then he takes me back off to my dorm. And when we get back, she's basically asking, because okay, let me explain it. So her dorm at the time, she stayed in, where she stayed at? Oh, she stayed in Faze, y'all. I stayed in Palmetto. If you familiar with FAMU, Faze is the first, Palmetto is in the first. Faze is all the way in the back. So she was just like wanting him to drop me off to my dorm first, because you know we have to pass my dorm to go to her dorm, and then she wanted him to drop her off. But it's just like, I only known you for a few months. Why do you think I would leave my man in the car with you like that? So I'm like, no, it's okay. And she was like, sure, he's gonna be going back and forth. And I'm like, no girl, it's okay, we need to talk anyway, so we gonna drop you off to your dorm, and then he'll just have to, you know, if he gotta go down, he gotta come back up. So he drops her off to her dorm. And then after that, that was that. At that time, me and my boyfriend was like super toxic. Like y'all, I don't recommend it. Like entering college with a boyfriend was a mistake, because I wasn't mature at that time. I was one of those girlfriends that would be done over anything. Like if you look at a person too long in the window, your girl would just be done. Like not even gonna hold you. At that time, I had a lot of insecurities, y'all. Like I didn't let anything fly, just because. Also, if y'all, I think, what do I call him? If y'all see my story time about him holding me hostage, that's the boyfriend that I had at that time. So y'all know we was like Jody and Yvette. Like we was, y'all, we was always like going at it. Like we wasn't even meant to be together. So fast forward probably a few months later, me and Ludacris, we still friends. The only thing I would notice, she would do the little soft voice anytime my man came around. She made sure she did that every time. But that was it. Fast forward to the second semester in college. I had my boyfriend move there at the time because we couldn't do the long distance thing. Like he didn't have enough money to even come back and forth to see me all the time. So I kind of just told him like, hey, could you just move here, because I don't see the relationship working with us in two different cities. One, we don't have the funds for it, and two, we was in love, but it was just a toxic situation. Like we were inseparable. So he ends up moving to Tally, and as soon as he moves to Tally, he started moving funny. Like he's moving hella funny. And I still have like my back home friends, but at this time my back home friends, I don't think they went right off to college. So I just slowly stopped telling like my best friends. Like I have two best friends, we've been best friends for literally 10 years now. since freshman year of high school, I stopped telling my business as much, and I started to confiding in Ludacris. So anytime me and my boyfriend would have issues, I would tell Ludacris, I'm like, yeah, Ludacris, this is going on, like this is happening, and y'all, she would be eating it up. Like anytime I sound like I was playing like a Rod Wave album to her, like basically it was just drama after drama, like depressive stories after depressive stories. The girl would be eating it up. Like we would be on the phone for hours, we would talk all the time, she would keep asking about it. But anytime it was like I didn't have anything to say or have anything that was drama filled, or like anything that was just like, oh girl, I passed my anatomy test, like the conversation was like really short. That was another red flag. If y'all don't have anything to talk about unless it's negative or it's drama, that's a sign that that's probably not your friend. But like I said, at this time, I'm what, 19, 20 years old. Like, y'all, I'm not catching the signs. I'm not paying attention to any of this. I'm just noticing weird stuff and I'm just writing it off. I'm just literally like, oh, okay, I peeped, and I just, I'm writing it off. So boom. Fast forward, like I said, me and my boyfriend at the time, we were super toxic. It wasn't gonna work. How things ended was, I'll leave that story time right here about the he helped me hostage thing. I ended that situation with him, and now I'm in my sophomore year, and at this time, this is my first time being like free. Your girl is outside, I'm single, like the shackles, your girl is free. So I'm dating, y'all. I'm dating around, and I think I probably had like I didn't have a crazy roster, but I had a little lineup, like a little league team. It probably was like 3 guys that I was talking to at that time. And Ludacris, oh, let me back up a little bit. Ludacris also moved her boyfriend there. She moved her boyfriend there. And when I say she moved him there, I literally mean she moved him there. Her boyfriend was, I'm not gonna say where it was from, because, but honestly, hey girl, you probably watching this story time because she just hyped to watch my videos, y'all. So her boyfriend lived 4 hours away. He ends up moving to Tallahassee. He's not in school, he don't got nothing going on. My boyfriend, he was enrolling into CCC, y'all, but he don't got nothing going on. He's not in school, he don't got no job. Basically, he moved up there for Ludacris to take care of him because she couldn't trust him as far as she can see him. So her boyfriend moves up there. And when her boyfriend moves up there, she introduces her boyfriend to me, and I'm talking with a deep voice. Like, I'm not being shysty around nobody's boyfriend, but I already kind of felt like I knew her boyfriend, because at this point I had known her for a year. Now we're in I believe her boyfriend moved there either that summer or he moved there like the beginning of my sophomore semester. So her boyfriend was like mad weird. Like the first time she introduced me to him, we already kind of knew each other. We gonna call her boyfriend Newport. Newport was just moving mad funny. Like he would just look at me. Like you can tell when somebody checking for you. Like when she was around, he would be very flirtatious. He would say little things like, oh, you look nice. Or if I needed help like putting on jewelry, because we would often, like Ludacris is my girl, so we often like get ready together and do things together. Like he was just odd. Like anytime I would see him, he had a little twinkle in his eye for me. Like the energy with him was always odd, and I couldn't put my finger on it, so I never felt comfortable, because he never really like came out and was just like I would do something with you if you wasn't friends with Ludacris. But he just gave me the ick. Like I don't know, it was just something about him that just wasn't right. And also, y'all, like Newport, he was a bum, y'all. So fast forward to that, probably like, I want to say a few weeks. I just remember one day, well, let me tell y'all this. At this time, my sophomore year, which is probably crazy now because I do YouTube and I get on camera with like no makeup, no nails, no lashes, like nothing. I get on camera and have vlogs on here just looking like completely comfortable in my natural state. But y'all, like, if you would have told Asia from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, Asia, that I would feel comfortable to get online with no makeup on and like just like 8 o'clock, 2 a.m. face and talk in front of a video in front of thousands of people to see it, like I wouldn't believe it. Because at this time, I'm in college and I'm still figuring myself out, and I used to be like hella insecure. Like I was one of those girls that wouldn't leave the house without my foundation on. I wouldn't leave the house without my my lashes on. I had to have my eyebrows done, my lashes on. I used to have like the really thick, I'm gonna put a picture in the video, y'all, but I used to have like the really thick Freddy Krueger eyebrows, and I was just really insecure, y'all. I used to always have my makeup on, but that was only for me, like if I was going out to like maybe the mall or the movies, or if I'm on campus or going to class, I would have to have my makeup done. But if I'm going to my friend's house, you know, I'm comfortable to be natural. So I remember this one night, me and Ludacris needed to study together. So I went to her house, and of course, Newport was there because that's her boyfriend. So he answers the door and he's like, Asia? And I'm like, yeah, Ninja, move out of the way. I go in the house, I sit on the couch, and he goes in the room, and he's talking to Ludacris, but he's talking out loud, and he's like, hey babe, Asia's in there or whatever. So she comes or whatever, she had just got out the shower, y'all. She comes and we start studying or whatever and doing homework together. And her man, like, it was just weird. Like, Newport came out the room from the hallway, and then he turns on all the light, and he was like, that's Asia. And it's like, Negro, you just open the door for me, like, you know that's me. Go in the room. So it was just weird. Like, he always wanted to be like in the area that we was at. Fast forward to, like, keep in mind that he was just like, oh, that's Asia. Like, he act like he didn't recognize me, y'all. Fast forward to maybe like probably maybe 2 to 3 weeks later. Like I said, I had a little roster. I'm talking to other people now. Me and my ex, we're no longer together. And to Ludacris, it's weird because the whole freshman year, she knew I was with this guy. So it's weird for her to like see me venturing out and like dating other people. So at this time, y'all, at this time, I was casually, when I say dating, I don't mean like dating. And we in college, y'all. We didn't really have no money like that. Like, where was we going? We probably was going to like Set Friday together and calling it a date, y'all. We probably was eating at Chick-fil-A on campus and calling it a date. Like, we wasn't really seriously dating, but it was, you know, college level dating at that time. So I remember one day I was outside, and it was a Friday. It was Set Friday. Everybody in their mom was outside, and I was with my little boo or whatever, and he hadn't met any of my friends yet. Me and him probably was talking for like a cool month. And I just remember Ludacris calling me, and she's like, Asia, where you at? Where you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm near the Flame. And then she pulls up to the Flame, and when she pulls up, I could just tell that she was happy that she was seeing me. Like, she was finally meeting one of my, you know, one of my lineups. So she pulls up again. As soon as she get around him, this time her man is there. The same thing, y'all. Her whole throat changes. Hi. Let me go ahead and get my new boo thing. Let's call him Chicken. So she's like, hi, Chicken. Hi. Asia told me so much about you. Again, the same thing. Never told him anything about me. Chicken looking at me like, you did? Like, you told her about me? Like, we not even nothing, but all right, or whatever. She making me seem cuckoo because I never really told her anything about him. I just told her, like, you know, I'm talking to people or whatever. So that happens, y'all. And while we're there, all of a sudden she comes out of nowhere, and Newport is there. I introduced Chicken to Newport. I also introduced Chicken to Ludacris. I introduced them together at the same time. I'm like, this Ludacris, this Newport, Chicken, Ludacris, you know, I introduced it. And then once I introduced them together, probably like 3 to 4 minutes in there, Newport and Chicken, they start bonding and talking. So I'm like, all right, we may be able to do like a little, you know, an Applebee's 2 for $20 little double date type of situation, because they started talking. And then I overhear Newport asking Chicken, he's just like, oh, have you seen her without makeup? And then all of a sudden, Ludacris started laughing, and she just laughing like mad while like, So I'm just looking like, what's the joke? Because I don't think nothing's funny. So he's making little jokes, and you know how at that time guys are like hella annoying when everyone was saying, if you want to know the true colors of a girl, like take her to the pool. And he was just like, yeah, you definitely gonna have to take her to the pool on your first date, like throw her in the pool or whatever. And Ludacris is just laughing. And at the same time, I don't remember what I was saying to him, but I was going off on him, but it was like on the light tip, because I'm around one of my lineups, like I'm around Chicken. I'm about to act crazy and out of character. So he's saying all of this, and I'm not connecting at the time that Ludacris and Newport, her man, must have been having a conversation about me, because how you all are saying laughing, like, why aren't you as confused as I am? So she kept basically trying to say that I wasn't cute without makeup. So she just kept laughing, and he was just like, oh, have he seen you with no eyebrows on? And then I'm like, you know, your girl is hurt, but I'm trying to like play it off, like, I'm like, girl, whatever, like, you shaped like a hamburger with no neck, like, y'all, I'm literally just like, you know, just throwing little jabs off at her. So she's like licking her fingers, trying to like wipe my brows off, knowing at this time your girl was hella insecure about my eyebrows. Like, y'all, I had to have, now I don't even do my eyebrows, but at that time, y'all, I had to have my brows on. Like, I was hella insecure about my brows, because, you know, my mama permed my hair when I was 2, and that's why on my eyebrow, y'all, I'm playing, but I just never had naturally thick eyebrows, so I was always like really insecure about that at the time. So she's like trying to lick my eyebrows off, just being like mad weird, mad funny. That happens, and they end up hitting it off. Newport and Chicken, they exchange numbers or whatever, and they start like playing basketball and hanging out and like doing stuff like outside of me and Ludacris. Like, me and Ludacris is still friends, although she was like just moving like mad weird. It would just be little stuff that she was doing, and she was just, I don't know, y'all, she was moving weird. And like I said, the whole time, anytime everything is going good in my life or like well in my life, we would never really talk on the phone like that. We would study together and do stuff as friends, but when it came to like gossiping and talking on the phone, she never wanted to do that when my life was like peaches and cream. But anytime I'm like going through it, then she wants to hear about all the bad stuff. It would be like she was just eating it up, y'all. Like, anytime anything crazy was happening in my life, the girl would just be like there wanting to listen. She would always call in, bring it up, like, oh, is this situation good, this situation, like, why are you bringing it up? That happened Tuesday, it's Friday, like, why are you still bringing it up? So boom, fast forward, let's say like maybe like 2 weeks later, my boo thing worked at the Black Icons. If you went to FAMU, then you know what it is or whatever, but it's just like the collection where they have like the school's history and all of that. So he worked there, and I used to work at Chick-fil-A at this point. So our jobs were literally like across campus, like literally his job was like a few steps from my life. You can literally look out the orange room and you would see his job. So on my little breaks, I used to always go over there and visit him, because he would just work at the desk there. And I remember I came there one day, and Ludacris was in there, and Ludacris was in there, and she was just in his office, and I'm just like, dang, like, when did y'all get close? Like, why you in Chicken office? Like, when did y'all get so close? So she's there or whatever, and they just chatting or whatever. And when I come in the door, I don't know what was going on or what was being said. It was just like mad quiet. At this point, me and Chicken, we're not official, y'all. We just, you know, that's just my man. We just, you know, we still chatting or whatever. We're still trying to figure things out. And like I said, I'm in communication with other people at the time too. But Chicken is the one. Like, I'm really feeling him. Like, I'm ready to put honey mustard on him and eat him up. Like, he's the one. But we just not there yet. I'm not really rushing it, because like I said, I was with my ex for like I want to say like 2.5 years. That's when I noticed that they was like all linking without me, which I'm not a possessive friend, y'all. I'm not really possessive. I'm not like, oh, you can't hang out with. No, it was cool. He wasn't officially my man yet, but I just thought it was a little peculiar that y'all in here and you ain't tell me that you was visiting my man. But boom, that happens or whatever. Fast forward, we all start hanging out together. Like, now we have this big friend group. So it's like 10 of us. Like, we would have like game nights, because Chicken started introducing us to his friends, and then Newport, he started making friends there, so we started introducing us friends. So now we have this big friend group of like 10 to like 15 people. It's male and females, and y'all know what they say about like big friend groups. Like, when people have big friend groups, half the people in the friend groups don't even be liking each other. They be talking about each other, but they just be tolerating each other. They just be around each other, whatever. And Ludacris used to always talk about like the other girls in the friend groups. Like, me and her, we knew each other before the friend group, but she used to just always just say little weird stuff about the girls in the friend group. And I wasn't like, I was kosher with all the girls in the friend group, but I wasn't super close with all the girls in the friend group, because I didn't really know the history that they had with my man. So I wasn't trying to be too friendly hola with the girls, because I don't know if you got history with my man. So boom, me and Chicken, we're still cool, but we just fell off. Like, it was no bad blood. I don't know what it was, but me and him, like, we just stopped dating for like a solid, maybe like a solid month. It probably had to do with me just going through stuff in school, y'all, because sophomore year was a tough year. Freshman year, I was on academic probation. So my sophomore year, I had literally got off academic probation, and your girl was just focusing on her studies. So me and him, we didn't have a falling out or anything, but we just weren't connecting like we were supposed to connect. But you know, when we was together, we was together. But when we weren't together, we just, you know, out of sight, you know, out of mind. So boom, I just remember one day, we all went to the pool at Chicken's house, and like I said, me and him still cool. We would flirt, you know, be real flirtatious or whatever, but we wasn't, you know, we wasn't anything. And we're at the pool, and while we at the pool, Ludacris pulls this again. While we at the pool, the girl is like trying to wipe my brows off, like, cause like I said, y'all, I was the type of girl, if I had to spend the night to a Link house or a Ninja house, yeah, I would not wipe my brows out. Like, everything else would be off, but my brows and my lashes, I would sleep in them. They would be folded up in the morning like a sushi roll, and I didn't care. Like, I had to have my lashes and my brows on. So boom, y'all, we at the pool. She starts playing, trying to wipe my brows off. She ends up smearing one of my brows, because y'all, I really didn't have, like, my brows are still not full, but they were like really short at this time. So she smurs my brows, and it was okay, because anytime I went somewhere, like, in my purse, I always had my little makeup bag with my lip gloss, my liquid eyeliner, and my brow pencil. I have like 3-4 brow pencils on me on deck all the time. Like, your girl was never slacking when it came to the brows. So boom, after the pool party, we go into the house, and this pool party was actually at West 10. If you know, you know. They used to throw like the latest pool parties there. So we go in the house, and I have my bag or whatever, and me and Ludacris stuff is together. She had like a little beach / pool bag with towels and like stuff in it, and a change of clothes, and I had my change of clothes in her bag, and I had put my makeup bag in there. It was like my makeup bag was in a little miniature purse in there. So we go in the house or whatever, and you know, like I said, me and Chicken had history. So I hop in the shower, I get out the shower, and I ask Ludacris, hey, like, where's my makeup bag? She hands me my makeup bag, and y'all, my brow pencil, like, everything is in my makeup bag but my brow pencil, and I'm panicking because like one half of my eyebrow is gone, and I'm at my man's house. So like, I'm panicking, y'all. So I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking all through her bag. I literally walk out with the towel covering my face, and I literally go downstairs to go look in his car, because her bag was in his car. So I'm just looking everywhere, and the girl is like helping me look for it, and she's like, oh no, I haven't seen it. Because I'm like, Ludacris, have you seen my brow pencil? And Ludacris was like a natural girl. Like, she didn't really do makeup or anything. She was just like the only thing she would really wear, y'all, is like chapstick, or she might put on a red lip here and there, but she was a natural girl, so I couldn't ask her to use any of her makeup. So I'm looking everywhere. The girl is helping me look, and then she just like she can't find it. We can't find it. So I'm just chopping it up to that. I'm like, all right, cool, we can't find it. That happens or whatever. Your girl looking kind of dusty, but you know, I finish out the party at Chicken's house. Again, the whole friend group is there. We play games, we have a good night. Fast forward to like 2 weeks later, FAMU had a football game, and me and Ludacris, we like this, y'all. So we get ready together for like every event. So we going to the club together. We doing everything together. So I just remember being at her house, and we're doing our makeup together. When we would go out, she would do her makeup, but like I said, it was very mediocre, basic. She would do a little mascara, a little red lip, and she might do just like maybe a little blush or something, but she was a very simplistic girl, y'all. So while we getting ready in the bathroom, y'all, why, mind you, what you call it, don't even do her nails. I mean, do her lips or brows or anything. Why do I see my brow pencil, not one brow pencil, but but y'all, all 3 of my brow pencils was in her bag? And this is like a week or 2 after the whole situation at the pool, and I didn't even confront her, because I knew. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe my brow pencil fell out her bag when we were moving from the pool to the car to the house. But no, y'all, the girl deliberately took my brow pencil out of the bag, and she put it in her bag, or she hid it and then put it with the rest of her makeup later. And I guess she forgot that she did that she had my brow pencil in there. I peeped it. I didn't say anything to her, but I was just like, oh, don't look like my I just said, hey, them look like my brow pencils, and I just want to see how she react. And she was just like, huh? And I'm like, them look like my brow pencils. And she was like, oh, girl, them old, like I don't even use them. But the reason how I knew it was my brow pencil, y'all, because I used to get them little metallic holographic roll up brow pencils, and like I could just tell, yeah, I could just tell it was mine. So that happens. Fast forward to like maybe probably like a couple months later, me and Chicken, like I said, we're still an item or whatever, but we're not going nowhere. It's just like when we together, we together, but when we separate, I can't see you. If they put a wall between us, I'm for the streets. Like, we not together. So at this point, because me and him, we weren't really talking at all anymore, I had stopped going to like the events because I needed to like study more, and I was picking up extra hours at Chick-fil-A at this time. So I wasn't really hanging out with the gang as much, but I was still hanging out with Ludacris and, you know, Newport and everybody. I was still hanging out with them too, but I wasn't hanging out with the whole crowd because at that time I was still, you know, just transitioning with life and school and all of that, y'all. So fast forward, it probably was like a month or two later, Ludacris, they was having a game night at, you know, Chicken's house, because his house was like the party house, and I hadn't been to his house in like a month. Me and him, we barely spoke in that month. Stopped visiting him at the icon. Like, I would literally only see him when I would pull up to Chick-fil-A, and it was kind of awkward. Like, he would say hi to me or whatever, but we really just didn't talk like we talked, or like the connection just wasn't there anymore. But there was no bad blood. So Ludacris was like begging me. She's been going to their house every event. She don't miss a beat, y'all. And also, I didn't feel any type of way that they were still friends with him, although they met me through him. Like I said, I'm not a possessive friend. They were still friends with him, although me and him wasn't an item. So fast forward, Ludacris had never asked me, like, she never asked me to come to Chicken's house during the game nights or anything. But this particular week, like, she started on Monday. Like, the game night could have been on Friday, and she started on Monday. Every day asking her, Asia, can you please like pop out, come to the thing, it's gonna be good, girl, I'm gonna be cooking, da da da. And I'll just be like, girl, just save me a plate. She'll be like, no, I'm not saving you no plate, you're gonna have to come get a plate, or you're not gonna be hungry. Like, you're just gonna be hungry. And I'm just like, no, girl, save me a plate. Like, I'm not going over there, because, you know, me and him, we wasn't kicking it like that no more, and it was at his place. There's no bad blood, but if I'm not speaking directly to him no more, I don't feel comfortable going to his spot. But when I say she begged me, and she kept saying, oh, you know, Chicken don't care if you come over, you know, he don't care if you never even come. And she just kept begging, hyping this whole game night up, y'all, just hyping it up. So boom, I decided to go to the game night. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go, but I'm really just going for the plate, and I'm finna skedaddle. But y'all, how about when I get to the game night, Chicken is cuddled up with another one of the girls that was in the friend group that I didn't know anything about it. She knew that, and she was there prior to me getting there, because she had already got there. I had got there later when I had got off work, and it didn't matter, y'all, because some type of game nights, we would literally be up to like 3 4 a.m. Like, they would last all night, and me and Chicken was, you know, he was the boo thing at the time, so I used to just spend the night at his spot, and he would just drop me off to my apartment in the morning. But like I said, we haven't talked or linked for a month. So boom, I get there and I see them cuddled up, and Ludacris, the day of the pool party, the game night pool party, y'all, they used to go to the pool every day. But the day of that, she kept texting me like, Asia, you coming, you on your way. Remember, I'm not saving you no plate. It's hella people over here. Hurry up before all the food is gone. Like, I'm not wrapping you up no plate. Like, she just kept saying, like, she insisted, like, she really wanted me to be at this spot. And I figured she wanted me to be at this spot so I could see that Chicken was dealing with another girl. I don't even remember the girl's name, but they basically had a whole situation going on, and I was on the outside, and she never even warned me about any of this. So that was like the last thing that happened, and I was just like, all right, crazy. But boom, fast forward to that following semester. Like I told y'all, she ends up being on like academic probation, so she lost her financial aid, so she dropped out of school, y'all. So she dropped out of school. She ends up moving back to her hometown. Y'all, like I said, this girl should have been cut off. Like, the amount of chances that I gave her, it was just giving, I'm gonna stick beside my friend no matter what she did, y'all. And I honestly think it was because we like bonded with the things that we were going through in our trauma. So and at that time, I used to equate how time to loyalty, but it doesn't matter how long you know someone. That doesn't mean that they loyal to you just because you know them. You can know them your whole life and they can still not be real. So I used to equate that to like, oh, this is my freshman friend, da da da, like we gonna ride. But nah. But let me fast forward. So at this time now, y'all know she's back in the O now, and I'm being very supportive. Like when she told me that she was dropping out of school, I definitely was sad. Prayed with the girl, cried with the girl, you know, saying like bestie, you leaving me, like you leaving me, because that was my roly poly. We would do everything together, although whole time the girl was an enemy of mine. But nonetheless, she leaves, and you know, I'm checking in on her. And at this time, I believe I'm about to enter my junior year. I believe I'm entering my it was my junior year, y'all. I'm entering my junior year. She's no longer there no more. We did the first 2 years together, but we're still keeping in contact. Like, we're still friends, although she's 4 hours away from me now. So boom. At this time, the whole situation had already happened when I'm just gonna give y'all that mini story time in here so y'all can understand like some things that took place. Also, the whole freshman year, she had this roommate, and anytime I would come to her house, if you know what phase is, y'all know it's 6 girls to a dorm. It's like a dorm / apartment, y'all. It was 6 girls to one spot, and I would always come to her dorm all the time, and I would knock on the door, and this one particular roommate would always answer the door, and we're gonna call her Duck, because we're just gonna call her Duck, y'all. Y'all, this one particular Duck will always answer the door, and when she answered the door, she always act like she didn't really want to open the door for me, like do anything for me. Like, she would just be looking through the peephole, and she would just be like, who is it, and like, you see me, it's Asia, it's Ludacris' friend. But she wouldn't open the door until I said like, oh, it's Asia. And then when I did open the door, she would do like the peek, like she would act like somebody was about to run down on her. She would like peek open the door or whatever. And then when I would come in the house, you know me, I'm just like, hey, hello, you know, speaking. The girl would barely speak. She'd be like, hey. And then I would go in Ludacris' room, and I would be like, Ludacris, why, like, what's up with Doug? What's up with your roommate? Every time I come here, she act like she don't know who I am. She always has an attitude. And Ludacris will always just be like, oh no, that's just Doug. She just like that. She just has to get used to you. She just like that. And it's like, girl, we've been friends all semester. How much getting used to me she have to be? Like, how much longer? But long story short, y'all, fast forward 2 years later, I ended up finding out the roommate didn't like me because we was talking to the same ninja. We was dating the same guy. And Ludacris knew the whole time, and she never told me about any of this. She just chopped it up to, oh, that's my roommate, Duck. She act like that. She just act like that. But the whole time, she knew that the girl didn't like me. This is her roommate. We dating the same ninja. The girl didn't have a car, so the same ninja was picking her up from the dorm, and she knew all that. But she didn't tell me. But boom, back into the story. Ludacris is now in the O, and I'm in Tally by myself. I'm thugging by myself. Of course, I have other friends, y'all. But at that time, remember, y'all, we trauma bond together. Like, I'm hurt, and I'm sad that she's no longer there no more. Like, I'm not celebrating that my friend is, like, no longer at fam. Like, I'm hurt. So, at this time, I got a new ninja, y'all. I got a boyfriend at this time. And I just remember I ended up moving to Avenue 29. The Boulevard. I ended up moving to the Boulevard, and Chicken, this is also, y'all, this is like a year later. Me and Chicken, we don't really see each other no more. I'm no longer working at Chick-fil-A. He's no longer working at the Archive, the Black Archive. He's working at a gas station. Didn't know he was working at a gas station or anything, y'all. I just happened to go on the gas station by my house, and he was in there. And when he seen me, like I told you, no love lost or anything, but you know, he moved on, I moved on. So as soon as he seen me, like, he hugged me. He was just like, Asia. And at this time, your girl had put on a few pounds, y'all. So my face was looking extra round and like chubby. I was giving precious. And he seen me or whatever, and then he recorded me and put me on his Instagram, and he was like putting me on his close friends. So gang. Remember, we used to have like a big group of like 10 of us. So he recorded me and he was just like, gang gang on here, like gang gang, and he recorded me. And we're in the gas station, and it's like slow, y'all. It's slow this day. If people are coming in, he would literally just put the money on a pump and they would just walk out. But I'm at the register basically chopping it up with him. We catching up. I'm asking him how he been, what he's doing now. We talking about this, talking about majors. We just catching up, y'all. Mind you, he had just recorded me like 10 minutes prior and he put me on his story. Why when we there at the gas station, y'all, he gets a call from what's his name? Newport. Remember, Newport is Ludacris' boyfriend, y'all. He gets a call from him, and before he answers it, he shows me the phone. He's like, look who's calling me. Look who's calling me. Gang gang calling me. And then he puts the phone on speakerphone. And then first thing I hear is Ludacris in the background. So Ludacris is like, was that Asia? Is that Asia? And then Newport, he laughing like he not shaped like a hot dog. So he's laughing, and she's like, that's Asia? She look big. Ha ha ha. She look big. Like, she ain't saying ha ha, y'all, but she's like giggling like, oh my gosh, she look big. She look big. Mind you, the whole time, me and this girl are still friends. She don't live in the city no more, but we're still friends. So she's laughing. He takes them off speakerphone and he's like, hey, y'all, chill out. Like, what y'all doing? How y'all doing? Da, da, da. And then he's like, I'm at work. I'm going to have to chop it up with y'all later. So he got off the phone with him, and immediately I wanted to call her. I wanted to call her. He just like, nah, don't call her because she going to ask why I had you on speakerphone and I don't even do the back and forth. And I was just like, why is she calling you, insinuating that I look like I had gained like 15 pounds that semester, y'all. So I'm like, why is she calling you, insinuating that I gained weight? And she's like making fun of it and laughing at the factor, the point or whatever. So that was another red flag, y'all, that this girl was an enemy. But y'all, this girl still had me in a chokehold on my neck, because even after that situation, like, it was clear as day. I just kept making excuses, kept just, you know, charging it to the game, and just kept, like, just giving her the benefit of the doubt, even though that time it was clear, like, why are you calling him and then making fun of me? But he told me not to say nothing just simply because he's the middleman or whatever. So that happens. And like I said, we're still friends after this. If y'all want to know what happens next, it's the situation with the graduation picture about, I'm gonna give y'all a little teaser, a little trailer. The situation is, I'm graduating from college, and I was very stressed out before my semester, y'all. And I told this girl that I was about to fail a class. This is happening. I almost didn't graduate. The day of my graduation, y'all, the day before my graduation, like 2 days before my graduation, she calls me, and I'm like, and she's like, did you pass your class? And then I like, yeah, I passed my class. And she just says, oh, okay. But this is not called. This is during text, y'all. She's just like, oh, okay. No, congratulations. No, I'm proud of you. No, I knew you can do it. Oh, okay. But if I would have been like, no, girl, I'm not graduating, I failed my class, she would have had a party. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Y'all, if you want to know how that story went and all the details about that, I'm gonna link that story below. But this is pretty much the story time on my Frienemy. Like I said, me and this girl was friends for 6 years, so I probably have like 3 to 4 more story times that I can give y'all. I'll link the other story times that I have about our situation and friendship, or how I found out she was a friend of me, on my channel. But yeah, y'all, don't forget to like. Ooh, I have an announcement to make, y'all. I have a very exciting announcement to make. Okay. All I'm gonna say, because I don't want to say too much on the tube, I have a group me down below. If you would like to know how you can go on a vacation with me, your girl, plan the whole vacation. We're gonna be having some in the US, and some international. If you would like, or if you'd be interested in going on a vacation with me, y'all, planned by me, all the excursions, just add the group chat below. And I have to accept y'all, because I don't want weirdos in the group chat. I just don't want weirdos in the group chat, y'all. So send me a request, and you can even put like, hey girl, you from YouTube, or you can put whatever you want to put, and then I'm gonna add y'all in the group chat. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Period. Mwah.